Hi, my name is Alfred Brock, and I'm here in the state of Michigan. I'm standing on the side of a highway here in Southfield, Michigan. It's a very nice place. And I'm going to talk to you about some nuclear waste that's being sent to the charter township of Van Buren here in southeastern Michigan. It's coming from Lewiston, New York. Oh, thousands and thousands of tons of it. Every day, 25 trucks are running straight through 9.5 hours from Lewiston, New York to Van Buren Charter Township, where they're dumping the material at a Republic Services landfill in Van Buren Charter Township. I'm just going to give you some background information here, and hopefully you will be as interested in this story as I am, and you'll do a little investigation. I don't know what to do with it. It's gotten quite complicated. It started out with in Lewiston, there is a nuclear disposal site. And that material started out in Hanford, Washington, when they were making the bomb for the Nagasaki bomb. They were making a Nagasaki bomb out there for the Manhattan Project. So there was the Manhattan Project, and then there was the Hanford site making a Nagasaki bomb. They were successful. They sent it over there. They blew up Nagasaki. During the time that they were making that, they weren't very scientific about it. They did whatever they could to make that thing explode, and explode it did. So they buried a lot of the materials that they were working with out there because it was radioactive. And it turned out that the material, of course, had ionization, so it increased in size. It made other things around it radioactive. And then with water flowing through the ground, it started carrying that contamination towards the Columbia River. So they got all worried about it. They said, oh, we got to clean it up. So they took that responsible idea, and they hired a company in Lewiston, New York, which was almost 2,000 miles away on the other side of the continent. They were going to clean it up. So they drove it all the way, or they ran it by rail all the way over there to Lewiston, New York. And the company built its facilities and started getting ready to do work. And the federal government came in and said, oh no, you got to do it this way. You got to add some stuff. We found out that what we told you to do isn't going to actually help you clean that stuff up or make it inert. So you got to do these other things. And they sat down and they crunched the numbers, right? You like that phrase? They crunched the numbers, and they, oh wow, there's no way we can afford this. They couldn't even pay for doing it, let alone make a profit off it. So they left, and they left the material in Lewiston, New York. So the United States government buried it. So that's the second time they're burying it. And over time, it's made its way towards the Niagara River, where it's polluting it. So a couple of years ago, they had some meetings. Oh, got to get rid of all this material. And they decided to ship it to Van Buren Charter Township and bury it over there next to the Huron River. So again, we got this long trek across the United States, this time in trucks. We know how it's being moved this time. And they're going to bury it again where it'll take its time and start working towards the Huron River and Ford Lake. And it's in the middle of about 2.5 million people. So that's a very highly populated area. The two areas where it came from are not highly populated, though that doesn't make much of a difference in Lewiston, New York, because some other things were going on over there. The disposal site in New York, in Lewiston, is located very close to a disposal site that was operated by another company, by a fellow that came down from Canada. And he set up this within like 5 miles or 3 miles of the disposal site. He set up this dump. Now, he had originally been involved in paving, but apparently he flipped over his truck, so his brothers fired him, and he went off and got into his own business. He bought his own truck and started doing paving. So that's what he was doing. And then one time on a trip, this is an anecdote, on a job, the guy said to him, oh, if we could only find a place or reliable people to come and take away our waste and stuff like that. So he thought to himself, oh, I got a truck, I could do that. So he went and did that. He set himself up a waste management company, a garbage truck company, and he would pick up the stuff and deliver it somewhere. And it eventually became a company called it became a garbage company. So they started, because I don't know where I'm going with this. I got to ask you guys, right? So here's the rest of the story. So you got this very unique business operating within just a couple of miles of the depository where they got all that nuclear material. Now, at the same time in that area, they were making all sorts of other nuclear stuff. They were making all sorts of chemicals and parts for missiles and rockets, and then nuclear power plants, and waste was being delivered there, and why they didn't know what to do with it. So following the American way, they decided to throw it away into the garbage. Now, recall now, the fella had a paving company, and I don't see any connection between this, but it just seems unique to me that the reason we're finding out about the stuff at the storage site is that all throughout the Lewiston area and that part of Niagara, New York, Niagara County, New York, they are inundated. They got so much nuclear waste there, and you know where it is? It's in the roads, parking lots, roads, driveways. People used it for bedding their homes, to put the foundation of their homes. All things that you might, if you were thinking about it, relate to a paving company. I don't know if there's any connection between the guy picking up trash and handling nuclear waste or whatnot and paving houses with nuclear material. I don't know if there's a connection between that. I'd like to, because you got to sit down and write this stuff down. Now, the company that I'm referring to that became one of the largest companies in waste management, not waste management, the corporation, but waste management, the business in that area in northwestern New York, and in fact in the Northeast, they purchased from Republic Services their operations in Lewiston, nearby Lewiston, New York. And so now the material is going from Lewiston, New York to the Republic Services location in the Charter Township of Van Buren. So that's what I got so far, and I'm just thinking on it. And there's newspaper articles that give you little bits and pieces, but I'm trying to put it together. And are you seeing anything there? Thank you.